Okay, now we're at the bottom end of Chuo Koen Central Park, and as you can see there are plenty of sakura here. This is Kee-tah-kew-shoo ni ai to midori o wakamono no hiroba Shadan Hojin Kee-tah-kew-shoo Seinen Kaigijo. Love and green for Kee-tah-kew-shoo, the young person's square. Space, I suppose. Square is a bit too city-like, isn't it, for this? So we sort of, if we walk up here, you'll get quite a few of the pink sakura that I actually had on my previous video, the one when I said there's a splash of pink on the hillside. I think this was it, actually. So there we are. We just keep going up here. And we're in Chuo Koen Central Park now. And if we just keep walking, eventually we get to the car park with a view of Mount Kompira. As you can see, there are so many cherry blossoms, not just in this spot here, but further up you can see quite a few. And the sun's out, so what else is there to want? On the right, this is Kompira camping ground. Small area for camping. But I don't think barbecues are quite wanted this year by the park authorities. See, there's still more. Yep. And as we reach the crest of the hill, or slope, or whatever it is, you've got Mount Kompira in front of you, with spotted little dots of pink. That's actually the spiral path up to the top, the shrine. Well, they seem to be very involved in whatever they're doing. Yeah, wow, isn't this lovely? And we haven't even got to the main part of the park yet. The part around the pond, Kompira-ike, which I often show in my videos. Yep, whoa! Hey! Goodness me. Now that is quite a car park, I would say. Would you not? Ah. Umigai mochi. Unfortunately, these which are from Dazaifu are not available at the moment. Probably going to be sold later. Quite delicious. And we just keep going. Let's see. Oh, bird. This is surely very near to full bloom, if not full bloom. Mankai kana. Mankai janai ka. Full bloom. And this is just a car park. This is what gets me about this. I often park here, as a matter of fact. Yep. Very fine. if we just keep going, we've done 5 minutes of video so far, but we should perhaps make it to the pond and make this all one video. Lovely, lovely. Terrific. What a way to welcome the start of the school year on April the 1st. The academic year. And I will have been 28, hang on, sorry, add 6, 34 years in Japan on April the 1st. I was 6 years in Kansai before coming to Kyushu, Kee-tah-kew-shoo. 34 years is actually more than half my lifespan. So there we are. And there's a steep way up to the Kompira shrine. I can do that, but you have to keep looking at the steps. If you look ahead, I find I lose momentum and I lose heart a bit, so just look at the steps. Take one at a time, which is a pretty good rule for life, I would say. Especially if you're planning to achieve something. And what does this say? Ibori Yomiya walking course. The ward has provided these little marks around the place of walking courses. Yeah, this is the quicker way to the pond. The other way you can get there, but it takes a bit longer. We're coming to one of the small ponds where the kingfishers are often seen. Although the other day when I was at the pond, they were said to be next to the island in the large pond. So people were sort of setting up their big lens cameras there. Although I didn't see any kingfishers, or kawasemi as they're called in Japanese, at that time. Okay, I've got to be careful going down these steps with this camera, but anyway. Here we go. I'm not actually watching what's on the camera at the moment, I'm watching the steps. But I suppose the view is fairly self-explanatory. Okay, nearly there. Yep, made it. Oh, here's an exercise area, especially for the feet. You know, you walk around this stocking feet. It's supposed to be good for the feet. I don't know. I don't use it very much. There we are. There's the kingfishers perch on these branches, which are strategically positioned in the pond by the park management. Although I don't see any right at the moment. You see those branches? Okay. Let's see now. And then we're coming to what you might call Sakura Alley, which is a whole avenue of trees, I would say, by the pond. So, people carrying their dogs. I would have thought you want to walk the dog, don't you? But there we are, I don't know. So here we are, here's the Sakura Alley or avenue or whatever you might call it, I don't know. Very nice. And this is the Kompira Ike, Kompira Pond. Oh yes, we're coming up to 10 minutes of video. Let's just keep going here for a bit. You'll see the city gymnasium in the back behind the blossoms. And they've put these new markers in to show, well, it's 100-meter markers. That was 700 meters. I think the next one is 800, going this direction. And you can walk right round the outer rim. It's about 1.1 kilometers, almost that. I think it's 1,095 meters to be precise. And then you've got the inner ring round the pond itself, which is 750 meters, something of that sort. These yellow signs are beware the boar. They're a wild boar apparently. And as you can hear, there are some ducks. And the heron is perched there on the edge. I don't know if you can see this. I'll just zoom in a bit. There's the heron right there on the edge of the island. Okay, well, we're getting towards the end of this particular video. My goodness. It's finding a good point to stop it, that's the thing. Just go down a bit and look up towards the gymnasium. There we are, looking back down that way. People walking their dogs, very peaceful. No Hanami parties because it's not encouraged this year due to the pandemic. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for watching. If you have been, thanks and goodbye. See you soon.